Hi everyone, it's Pete here. In this video we're going to be doing a few more bits on my big rockified Senton here. Done a few other maintenance videos on this truck, so check them out if you haven't done already. I'll put some links up the top. I'm going to be having a look at the Hot Racing pivot ball set and show you an easier way to get into the steering linkage. I'm going to show you how the big rock chassis side guards fit onto this. So first up I'm going to show you a slight problem I've had with the shock. Well, not a slight problem, it's broken there, which wasn't a good start. It didn't take a massive crash or anything, but what I'm wondering is if I'd done up this too tight with the washer, that this isn't pivoting. It's fairly stiff to pivot that. I'm wondering if that just put too much strain on the bottom of the shock shaft there. So they're going to send me a new shaft for this, which is fair enough. And I'm going to make sure that this isn't done up so tight that this is stiff like that, and make sure it can pivot nicely. I mean, obviously you want to do it up tight enough that it doesn't back out and come off, but maybe put a touch of glue and do it less tightly. So hopefully the next one will last a lot longer. So the Granite ones are still fine. So anyway, I need to just check all the other ones, make sure that they can pivot all right. So meanwhile, back to the Arrma shocks. So if I'm using the Arrma shocks, I might as well use these pivots from the Hot Racing set. So I think the easiest way is to get an appropriately sized screwdriver and just poke them through. Right, so that's that, and next let's go through the mists of time back to when I was putting these side guards on. So this is the Arrma AR320463MT side guard set. So it's a slightly different set to the one that goes with the Granite. These are a little bit longer. Let's have a look. So I was looking at the Arrma manuals online, and it's the same part number on the version 2 and the version 3. So you haven't got to worry which version of the truck you've got. So on the Senton, it's got actually 3 pieces to this. So there's that side bumper thing there, and then this bit is in 2 pieces. And I think this bit is held on with 1 screw and the rest of it just slots in. And this is 2 screws on the top there. Okay, so these are held on with this screw underneath. So this just comes out sideways. That's that. So one thing is the screw at the front is an M3 by 12mm screw, which is what you need. The 2 screws here on the Senton side bar thing are more like about 20mm long. To fit the big rock side protector, you need 2 more each side of the 12mm M3 screws. So this should simply attach on like that. So with this one, all the screws go in from underneath, and they're all the M3 by 12 size. Okay, looks good. Let's do the other side. So with this side, you just have to make sure the battery straps are up out of the way, because this sort of squashes them. Okay, let's see how the body fits. Okay, I've done a bit of fettling off camera, and I think the best positions for the body posts are the rear one on the lower of the 2 holes, and for the front one I've drilled a new hole between the 2 holes, because on the lower one the body would snag on that, and also it's too low. It doesn't make the body level against the side protectors there. So I've cut a new middle hole, and that seems to be the right sort of height for the body. Okay, so somebody was asking me about the pivot ball set on one of the other videos, and just to show you the locations of them. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, both sides on the front of the main big ones that you get. And then say at the back you got 1, 2 there. So I think these are all pretty easy, apart from this one that sort of slots in the chassis there. So I'll just show you, it's quite a tight fit. Yeah, so that only just fits in that gap in there, and when I did this I think I slightly filed the edges a little bit to help that slide in there. So let's try and get that back in. Right, I think that's it. Yeah, like I say, it's a right fiddle to get that in, but it does go. Then you got these ones for the top and bottom of the shocks. And what I realised is that when I did my Granite, you got these little ones, which is just a ball with a hole through. And I hadn't known where that had gone. So I found out now, and they go on the servo arm. So it's easiest if you take this whole unit out. So I'll just go and grab the Granite and I'll show you what I mean. So the arm that the pivot balls go into is between the end of the servo, which is accessible through that hole there and there. So we need to attach either one of these just so we can lift the whole unit out with the ESC and the servo. I did have a right faff actually when I was doing the Senton. I was trying to reattach this little arm through these holes, and since then I've realised it's easy just to remove that whole unit. Okay, so I'm going to attach this one. Okay, so that's detached the steering. So to get the unit out with the servo and the ESC on, it's these 4 screws. So you can then lift this out of here. You might have to just unclip the wires there. Then you can see the bottom of the servo. So say that makes life a lot easier with getting to this little arm, which is where the pivot balls go. Okay, so the metal balls go in place of these plastic ones. These are quite worn, so I think they should be quite easy to poke out. Okay, so let's get it all back together. I had to use a spot of super glue on these because they might shake loose. But you can't use thread lock because it's into plastic. Okay, so what that attaches to is that in there. So we just need to put this back in and we can reattach it from underneath. So when you put this back in, the arm from the servo goes underneath this linkage from the steering. Okay, so then you need to line the 2 bits up. So you can move the steering linkage ends by moving the steering. You might have to power up your servo to get this in the right position. Okay, and that's it done. Right, so I think I'll leave this video there because I don't want to be waffling on too long. Other tasks I want to do on this, maybe on a future video. I've got a new spur gear for this. Was looking a little bit worn last time I looked. And also I've got the motor plate with the set positions for the motor rather than the sliding one. This was kindly sent by Barry at Barry's RC Dump because yeah, I just want the set positions. I'm only ever going to use the 20 or the 15 tooth pinion, so I don't want the chance that the motor's going to slide out of position, because I think that's how my spur gear's got a little bit worn, because I think that the motor had shunted into the spur gear a little bit, so the mesh was too tight for a while. So anyway, I'm going to be putting that on. But for now, that's the end of this video. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.